Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Tuesday. Oh, this is great to get 2 streams on in 2 days consecutively. Can't remember the last time we did that. And I also believe that this is our very first flight in Flight Sim 24 from London Gatwick. Now, this is the freeware version at the moment. I don't think the Ogami version works and is compatible with Flight Sim 24, but the freeware version is. And I've not seen this freeware version for a long time, but my God, it's changed. It looks stunning. I also find the FPS is much better. I have mine locked to 30 anyway. But yeah, I think this looks rather beautiful. So kudos to the developer again. And we're flying up to Aberdeen again, freeware scenery. So both the sceneries used today for Gatwick and Aberdeen, both available for free on flightsim.to, so check those out at some point. We're in the A320 Chocolate Edition. We've got ATC as well, and yeah, looking forward to this one. So welcome aboard, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Can just see the guys coming in now. So hey, Vince, Playing Guy, Nick celebrating 47 months. That's insane. 47 months of channel membership. He's also just resubbed as well over on Twitch, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for that, Nick. In fact, I say this every time. You're our oldest, and I think you were our first channel member as well. So thank you so much. Dark Fury also in the chat as well, a mod and channel member. In fact, Dark, you're in trouble tonight. My plane's got a problem and you've not fixed it. So I'm calling you out on that one. You couldn't fix it, so you've just made the reverse ring up. Hey David, good to see you. DC Gates also in the chat. Nicholas Al Chocolate, Lee JC, good evening to you. Chris Starmer, good to have you on board as well. AJ, Lulu, good evening. And Renlin, are we expecting a Christian special again? Oh dear God, I hope so. That was awesome. For anyone who didn't check out the stream last night, make sure you go back and watch just the approach and listen to Christian, who was flying ahead of us. Suddenly all his information just stopped working. He had no heading, he had no altitude, he had no speed. Everything broke. He had to visual approach with some absolutely fantastic air traffic controlling from the VATSIM ATC, who was apparently a real-world air traffic controller, so knew exactly what to do. Got him down nice and safe, but yeah, it was brilliant. And Andy64 over on Twitch. Those of you watching on Twitch as well, good evening, guys. Yeah, so I'll talk about the issue with the engine in a little bit. We'll go through the reef, etc. But first of all, just to note that engine number 2 thrust reverser is broken. That's the only thing. It's not a major issue. A couple of things we need to cover though. But there you are. Dark Fury says I've broken the plane again. All the parts have been delayed by the EU customs. That's probably quite true. So let's have a look then at our operational flight plan to get going. We'll get that going. We'll get the camera crew sorted. We'll start getting loaded, and yeah, we'll sort everything out. Where are we? Yes. So we're full again tonight. Look at that. Payload is full. We're not underloaded at all. Off to Aberdeen. Usual cost index. Edinburgh is the alternate. No real headwind or trip wind. That's pretty much negligible. We're 34,000 feet. Expected 08 right for departure. 16 ILS approach for the arrival. Plug fuel's just over 5.5 tons. CNR is 2.3. We'll check out the weather as well. I think the weather today is pretty nice, actually, so probably don't need to worry too much about that. The shear rate's 2.6, so yeah, no real winds to worry about either. The flight route, not concerned about that. And weather in Aberdeen, 170.6, 15 knots. Oh, okay, so it's a bit windy. 15 knots is a decent amount of wind, and looks like we're going to be getting up to gusting 25, but it's a headwind, so that's fine. And visibility is about 7 kilometers per 15, so yeah, it's all Cat 1 stuff, that's fine. Looks like Edinburgh is good, as is Glasgow. Inverness were the other alternates as well, so yeah, that's all fine. Let's have a look at this page here. That confirms all the weather for the alternates, and our destination is Cat 1, so that's good. No times then for Gatwick. A couple of things closed. Actually, that's overnight, so that doesn't concern us. Anything with regards to the runway? 08 right closed. Oh, overnight they're using 08 left. I won't be flying at that time. But anyone who's flying in late, if VATSIM are on, they get you in on 08 left or 26 right, depending on the wind. Landing on 26 right is awesome. I don't think we've ever done it in the sim, but that's always good fun because you go more or less straight over the terminal. And then in Aberdeen, we've not got very much there either. So there we are. Right, so with all of that, let's have a look at the routing. There we go, flying straight over my house. Dark Fury, I can probably see your house as well tonight. And then on the arrival, a little bit of icing coming into Scotland, obviously. And yeah, that looks all fine. Right, in that case, let's have a look at the fuel. I think we're just usually a bit busy at Gatwick. So if we take, we'll take 6 ton in total. I think that'll be fine. Right, I think Caroline's back in the cabin crew tonight. Good evening, Caroline. Good to see you again. Right, we're ready for you to start letting the passengers on board. FlyMyBand64, good evening to you. Plane Spotter, good evening to you as well.
Thank you, Captain. I'll start the boarding announcement now.
Right, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Easyjet UK Flight 859, departing from London to Aberdeen. We are delighted to have you with us today. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened and your luggage is stowed securely. We will be departing shortly.
That's all fine up there. And... yeah, they're fine. Spoilers, flaps, parking brake, all good. And we just tell ground to start loading our fuel. What did I say? We're going to take 6 tons of fuel tonight, so just do that. Right, hopefully GSX will work. Find out in a minute. So yeah, 6 tons of fuel has been requested. Cargo doors opening up, so yeah, it looks like that's all coming in. Oscar Bags Music, check out the link in the video description below, or it's pinned at the top of the chat. The cabin crew is from Say Intentions Entourage. Check out that link, and yeah, I never fly without it. I think it's awesome. So yeah, that's all done. We're pretty much set up there. Let's grab the ATIS. I've already set this off actually, so let's just see if we've got. That's not a load sheet. Don't want that. Right, that's the ATIS. So let's just confirm runway 08 right in use. Winds 100 at 9. Cab okay. 4 degrees and just checking. Yeah, cab okay, so we don't need anti-ice. Connect the tug before pushback. Okay, that's quite important. They obviously want to get us out quickly. So that's fine. We can do pre-departure clearance as well. So we've got QNH is 1018, and that's information... where are you? Information kilo. Right, go on then. Let's do that. That's our load sheet as well, so while I'm on this page I'll just grab the zero fuel weight and takeoff weight, which is 32.3 for the zero fuel weight and 30.7 for the takeoff weight CFG. Yeah, let's do pre-departure clearance. We don't do that too often. In fact, I think, what is it? Is it Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, the ground pre-departure clearance? So let's try that. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. AOC menu. ATC request. Pre-departure clearance. We are gate number... I don't know where we are actually today. Where are we? Gate 557. Let's enter that in. Information kilo has been received. A320, and it is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo for pre-departure clearance. Right, let's send that off. I think that'll work. It's not told as Echo Golf Kilo Kilo as the code, but I'm guessing it is. Well, we'll find out. If we get it back, then that's great. So 1018, that's fine. Make sure I'm monitoring the guard frequency, which we are. them lights are pretty bright, aren't they? Could we turn those down a little bit? They're really bright. Never mind. Switching panel's fine. Thrust levers, engine mobile selection, that's okay as well. Accuracy now in the green. 1018 up here. Constraints are on. Initial climb out of Gatwick is 5,000 feet. So we'll set that. We'll check it on the chart as well before we go any further. Okay, let's set up the box then. So, IRS, we've got 3.5 greens. CFM engines, right ARAC cycle. Okay, start any request. Okay, see, we are easy. Someone just turned all the lights out. I'm sure all the lights in the flight deck have just gone off. We are easy 716 Fox. Cost index 4. Ground temperature is 4 degrees. Oh, excellent. We've just got our departure clearance. That's fine. Cancel that before it starts beeping at me. So 08 right, Lama 1 Zulu, initial climb 5,000 squawk, 7645. I'm going to put that in now. 7645. Before we forget. When ready, call frequency 101.085. Call voice. Okay. Roger. And send. Close that message. Right, where's my operational flight plan? Just for the Tropo, it is 4197. I'm not going to change that, they're pretty close. Let's request our winds. Iris init. 519 north, 0108 west. They're all in agreement for our standard number. So, cruising at, what did I say? 34,000 feet and a temperature of 60. Right, we've already got a departure clearance, so we know that this is going to be correct. We're going to be off 08 right. And it's the Lambo 1 Zulu departure. I like this departure. You get a really good. If ever you're on, if ever you know you're on this departure, flying north from Gatwick, see if you can get yourself on the left-hand side of the aircraft because you get amazing views of London. We'll see that in a bit. We're on the ILS 16. There's no star. I think it's Aberdeen 1. I will check that as we're going. So 432 and 426. Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with those. Radnar page. We've just got Lamborn hard tuned. Because that's where we're flying to.
May I see your boarding pass?
And then
May I see your boarding pass?
zero fuel weight is going to be 61.0. The zero fuel weight CFG is 32.3. We got that earlier from our load sheet. Alternate is 1.2 tons. That's to get to Edinburgh. And we'll do our fuel planning. So I think, yeah, we're taking 6 tons. Let's see what the box wants.
Hello.
It wants 5.4. That's great. So 6 tons of fuel. That gives us a takeoff weight of 66.8 and an extra 70 minutes of fuel in the tanks. Great stuff. So over to our performance calculator then. Now, before we can do anything, let's just talk about this thrust reverser in-op scenario. So, yep, engine number 2, it's in the mail. Thrust reverser has been deactivated for maintenance. Clearly, Dark Fury couldn't fix it in time before our flight this evening. Now, let's just go through the mail before we go any further with our performance, because what we do need to do as well is check we can actually land at Aberdeen with a thrust reverser in op. I'm sure we can, but basically, just to cover all bases, there are obviously 2 installed. You actually don't need any. Okay, so we can fly with it inoperative, provided that the thrust reverser has been deactivated and it's secured in the stowed position, which it is. All stow deploy circuits on the inoperative thrust reverser are checked in operative, which they are, and the engine number 2, because it is engine number 2 we're talking about, engine number 2 reverse pressurized alert is not displayed on the electronic 1 display after deactivation, which it is not, and the appropriate performance adjustments are applied. So that's what we need to have a look at just now. Now, when we're doing the performance calculations, I don't think, I'm just going to have a quick look, I don't think the Fenix will allow us to do performance calculations with that in op for our takeoff. It might do though for our landing. I've just got a new squawk code from ATC, sorry, I will just update that. So new squawk is 7507.
May I see your boarding pass?
Just get that in. As I don't fly for any virtual airline, no, so I can't give you any information on that, I'm afraid. Dark Fury, that is amazing. Thank you so much for your really generous £10 super chat saying, let me see if I can break something else. That's the proper failing, not just a fuel pump issue. Yeah, I know, it's something we've got to think about a little bit. It shouldn't stop the flight, it should be fine. But we do need to go through a little bit. Yeah, so there's nothing here on the performance that tells me that I can select that. Now, in the real FlySmart software there is. Now, let's just go to the arrival performance. So we're looking to land. Our landing weight is going to be... What is our landing weight going to be? Where's it gone?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Landing weight is going to be 60... Oh, so with the extra fuel on board, our landing weight is going to be about 64 tons. So if we go to arrival... runway 16, apply the METAR. It's not raining there, it's all nice and dry. 64 tons. And just check we can get in. We will be able to get in. So that's flaps full. We can't get in with that.
Welcome on board.
Auto, medium auto brake. That is what's going to get us in. Now you see there's a landing distance procedure here as well. So hopefully we should be able to have a look at, if I go into the, is it under braking system maybe? And skid, 2 brakes release, 1 brake release, and another brake fault. Not got anything there. So that's the braking system. Navigation, bleed on chairs, hydraulics, electrical, flight control, slats and flaps. Oh, engine system, hang on. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's reverse unlock with buffet now. Shut down if I want to push it faster.
Hello.
Hydraulics, navigation, bleed, flight control, Oh, so it doesn't look like I can actually apply the fault in here. That's a shame. But basically what we'd have to do is make sure that we can get in without with only one thrust reverser. Now we can, because we're using idle / no reverse there, so it's fine. But yeah, you would need to do your takeoff performance calculations in the real software with that sort of failure ticked. Same with the landing. We've done that here anyway, so now we've gone through it, and that's basically what we'd have to do. Let's have a look at the departure then. So flaps 1, no need to force towing, anti-gas to be off, packs to be off, takeoff weight is going to be 66.8, and the CFG for departure is 30.7.
Hello.
And go with Golf 1 for departure.
This way, please. Good afternoon.
Okay, and V1 then is 142. VR is 142.
Welcome on board.
V2 144. Transition altitude 6,000 feet, and flaps 1. Flex is 64. And let me just check out the thrust reduction acceleration values here at Gatwick, because I can't remember them off by heart. 08, right, it is 1203, take a couple hundred feet off that for the new SOPs, so it is 1003, 1003, engine out, 1003. And then the engine out procedure. So section flight plan, copy active. We basically hold a willow, don't we? So Whiskey, India, Lima, Lima, Oscar.
May I see your boarding pass?
284 left turns. And then set up for an approach back to London Gatwick in case we need it.
May I see your
And
boarding
that's
pass?
arriving on 08
May I
right.
see your boarding pass? This way, please.
No star, but I think Willow is one of the Vias. Yes, there it is. Okay, just check that looks good.
Good afternoon.
Yep, so there we are. Straight out, right turn, hold at Willow, and the approach is all back in. Excellent.
Hello.
We're starting to get dark now. Right, with that then, we've already got our pre-departure clearance, so we know everything in the box is correct. Let's have a look then at the brief in total. So let me just get the charts up. So obviously today we are in an A320. Tech log is engine reverse number 2 in op. We will discuss that in detail about how we're going to mitigate that in a moment. So let's just continue. Weather for departure is fine. It's all nice and dry. Good visibility. No anti-ice required. No NOTAMs here at Gatwick or at Aberdeen. And let's talk about the taxi then. So let me get my charts on screen for you guys to see. So we're parked up here, so we'll get told to push, face south. Taxi, Quebec Alpha, and then it'll be either, we might get Lima, then Sierra, or Lima, Romeo, maybe a Romeo Alpha, down, and then on Juliet. It's a long taxi this, so we'll do a single engine taxi as well. I like to start engine number 2 here at Gatwick once we pass the fire station. It's usually a good place to start it. So that's where we'll start engine number 2. We've got takeoff figures for Golf 1 just here, but obviously we can take either full length or Hotel 1 if we need to. Probably not take Hotel 1 because that's the right pain to get to. But yeah, that's all fine. And then the departure itself, Lambo 1 Zulu, and that then has us straight out. Max speed 250 knots, so that's fine. No turns below 710, and first turn will be to the left. MSA as we're departing is 23, all the way over here. Initial climb 5,000 feet, and then we're straight up to Lambourne. Might get an early direct Lambourne from ATCs, but we'll see. And here you can see you get the gorgeous view of London if you're sat on the left-hand side of the aircraft. Right, so what I want to do now is just talk in a bit more detail about the thrust reverser. So we know we're good to go. The initial warning's not been fine, but there is an operational procedure that we need to apply for that, and we need to get this sort of fresh in our mind. So we've got the takeoff and landing performance computation. If one reverser is an operative, we need to check the thrust reverser status for one reverser operative has been selected in the EFB. We can't do that in the Fenix, sadly, at the moment. If both reversers are inoperative, which they're not, so disregard that. So during the cockpit preparation, after the application of the maintenance procedure, and when the FADEC have power, so when we started the engines, we should get a warning on the ECAM saying engine number 2 reverser inhibited. That has to be displayed down here, so that should ping up then once engine number 2's started. During takeoff then, we just need to make a note that we do have that reverse inoperative. So let's talk about what happens if we need to do an emergency stop then, the emergency brief. If we need to stop, then we'll call stop. We've had that failure before V1, and we will set both reversers to max reverse. Yes, we know one's not working, but we set both of them to max reverse. There is a reason for that, and that I think was due to an issue with an Airbus 320 in South America where they where it was on landing actually, which I'll talk about in a moment. So yeah, if rejected takeoff, both the reversers will be set to apply reverse thrust. During approach then, we'll brief this again on the approach, but basically after landing, if we are, we've got one thrust reverser in op, if we are applying reverse thrust, then both reversers again will be selected with the thrust levers. And I think this, going back to that issue we had in South America, I think one of the reversers was in op for an aircraft and they put the wrong thrust lever to reverse. They put the in op one to reverse, basically. Didn't end well, if memory serves. So now the operator procedure is, even if one's broken, you move them both to reverse. If for some reason during flight the other one breaks, then once landing we do not touch them at all. We put them to idle, we put neither of them to reverse. So that's how we, that's basically how we mitigate the mail issue that we've got. So hopefully everyone is happy. I think everyone might even be loaded now, which is wonderful. Yeah, aircraft's loaded. So let's get the EPU started. We'll get out of here pretty soon. So APU started. It really has got dark now, hasn't it? Should we put a bit of light on just before we get going? Refueling is completed as well. 6 tons has been loaded, and we've got an issue with the APU. Well, it might just be because it's the start procedure. Keep an eye on that. I think it'll be fine. Imagine having 2 failures on one flight. Fuel's loaded and balanced, so that's fine. APU start at the moment looks good. Everything's increasing. There we go. Good. APU's up and running then. Refueling is completed, so fuel pumps can come off. External power, ground can disconnect that. Seatbelt signs on, and we're pretty much almost ready to go. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Okay, Captain. All doors in flight and cross check.
Alright, so cockpit preparation checklist. Aircraft acceptance has been completed. The fuel quantity is 6 tons and balanced. Seatbelt signs are on. Adairs, we've got the 3.5 green. The bar of QNH is 1018, 170 feet. Now, according to the ATIS, they want the tug drivers connected prior to getting ready to push. So that's fine. We've got a final load sheet just come through as well. Let's just check that, see if we've got any LMCs. So 0 fuel at 6.9, takeoff weight at 66.7, that's fine, it's 100 kilograms less than planned. 0 fuel weight, CFG is 32.3, that's fine, and the trim is going to be 31.0. Excellent. No LMCs. So they want the tug connected prior to pushback. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do, you wouldn't actually do it this way in real life. You wouldn't put the beacon light on until you've got clearance to push, but we need to get the beacon light on just to get GSX working. So ground frequency, we'll tune to them, 121.805.
Monitor Unicom on 122.8. Have a good one for that.
122.8, thank you, with 145.
Let's get our beacon light on. And I'll put the transponder on once we've got ATC clearance.
Due to icing conditions, please
Gatwick ground this afternoon should be about 464, stand 11, requesting push to start.
Seabird 464, Gatwick ground, very good evening. Stand 11, push and start approved, face west.
Push apart, approved, facing west, soon 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Easyjet UK Flight 859, departing from London to Aberdeen. We are delighted to have you with us today. My name is Caroline, and I'm your lead flight attendant. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, James, Sarah, Liam and Emily. We expect a flight time of approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, let's go through some important safety information. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal tip into the buckle until you hear it click. To release it,
Good evening,
Please
Andrew.
keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated, as we may experience turbulence. In the unlikely event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards
Nostril
you to
steering is
start the flow of
disconnected.
oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band.
Locking gear.
Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. We also have life vests located under your seats. In the event of an emergency landing on water, pull the vest out, place it over your head, and pull the straps to secure it. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tab or by blowing into the tube. This Airbus A320 has exits located at the front, over wing, and rear of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit.
Easy 4 Delta 35 is ready for a taxi.
Follow the illuminated
Easy
escape
4 Delta
path.
35, taxi holding point
Thank you for your
Juliet 4
attention,
by Juliet.
And we hope you have a pleasant flight with us today.
Taxi point Juliet, holding Juliet 4 by Juliet. Easy 4 Delta 35.
I think I need to call up the GSX menu, don't I, to get the pushback. Right, let's call ATC then. Go ground. Good evening, Easy 716 Foxtrot, ready for push and start.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, Gatwick ground. Very good evening. Stand 557. Your push and start is approved. Face to the south.
Push and start approved, facing south, Easy 617 Foxtrot.
And ground Fever 464 GSX seems to push facing east. Apologies for that.
Until push is completed.
Super 464, it's not a problem. We can get you taxied round to the holding point.
Okay, before start, checklist parking brake is on. Takeoff data. Confirm. V1 142, V2
Easy 122,
144.
thank you. Taxi
Windows
to
closed,
holding
heads on
point Juliet
mode.
4 by Kilo,
Doors closed
Romeo
and
and Juliet.
Beacon light is on.
Juliet 4 by Kilo, Romeo and Juliet.
Release parking brakes, please.
Ryanair 5492 at holding point down.
Please stand by for engine.
Ryanair 54992, very warm welcome to Gatwick. Expect stand 5, please. Take a right onto 08 left. Taxi to stand 5 via Alpha November and Victor.
Okay, engine 1 start. Engine 1 selected to ignition and starting engine 1.
Stand 5, left on 08 left.
And there's the ECAM we wanted to see.
Victor, Ryanair 54992.
Engine 2 reverse inhibited. Happy to confirm we've got that and we can clear ECAM. I will turn the flight deck lights off in a few moments. So engine 1's available. Okay, single engine taxi for us today. So with that, we'll just wait until the tug's done. And then we'll go through the procedures ready for a single engine taxi. Loving that sky over
Please
there.
set parking brakes.
It's gorgeous. Parking brakes set.
Unlocking gear.
Just get our ground chart up, ready for the taxi.
Easy 4 Delta 35, there's no further ATC, I'm afraid. You can monitor Unicom on 122.8. Have a good one, bye-bye.
Unicom 1.122.8. Thank you very much for good service. 4 Delta 35.
See you.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay, so tug's out
Left
the
is
way.
clear. Right is clear.
Clear on the left. I'm told clear on the right. Okay, single engine taxi, so engine mode selected to
Easy 122,
normal.
same to you, please, sir. There's no further ATC. You can monitor Unicom on 122.8. Have a good flight. Good night.
Unicom 122.8.
APU bleed is off. Yellow electric pump is on. APU is left running.
Gatwick ground, good evening, Easy 65 Papa Alpha at stand 47, requesting push and start.
Easy 65 Papa Alpha, stand 47, your push and start is approved.
Push and start approved, Easy 65 Papa Alpha.
Ground Easy 716 Foxtrot, ready for taxi, and we can depart via Golf intersection.
Easy 716, correction, Easy 716 Foxtrot, thank you, I'll hand you off early to Unicom. You can taxi Quebec Alpha, Sierra and Juliet.
Quebec Alpha, Sierra and Juliet Golf 1 for Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Speedbird 464 is ready for taxi.
Speedbird 464, thank you. Let's get you around onto Zulu. You can taxi Whiskey, Zulu and Juliet to...
Okay, so we don't do the takeoff config warning, not yet. Not with the engines as they are.
Zulu, Juliet and Holden Sierra, Speedbird 464.
Okay, parking direction release, let's go. So a nice taxi via Sierra. We don't do the taxi checklist yet. We've not done the after start checklist yet. We can't do that, of course, until we've got both engines running. Does that not just look fantastic? This freeware scenery I'd not used for a while because it was really heavy, but I think he's done a lot of work on getting it all, you know, sorted and whatnot. And it is really, really good with regards to frame rates and performance now. I mean, we've got lots of VATSIM traffic around. We're in FlightSim 2024.
87 Star Charlie Echo, very warm welcome to Gatwick. Taxi onto Romeo, please.
And it looks fantastic.
And then taxi to stand 562 via Romeo, Lima
okay,
and
flight
Quebec
control
Alpha.
check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. And rudder. Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Thanks for flying into Gatwick. Have a good one. See you.
Vince, if you've got the engine oil overheat, then you'll need to disconnect the IDG before it gets broken, I think. And no, it's not something you can fix in the air. It's basically shut down generator number 2. It's usually worthwhile as well to get the APU one in that case, so that way if generator number 1 fails, you've got another backup running. But yeah, Vince, that's something for the mechanics to sort out on the ground.
65 Papa Alpha is ready for taxi.
Easy 65 Papa Alpha, thank you. Taxi to holding point Juliet 4 via Lima, Papa and Juliet.
Juliet 4 via Lima, Papa and Juliet, Easy 65 Papa Alpha.
Drew, do I ever get any stutters on the sim? I'll be honest, with the settings, the graphics settings I've got at the moment, I haven't had any for a long time. How good does that look? I'm really, really impressed. This is the first flight for Gatwick we've done, and this is the first flight in FlightSim 24 from London Gatwick with the freeware scenery. It looks amazing. Right, let's get engine number 2 started. So we want this off, we want the APU bleed on, engine mode selected to ignition, and starting engine number 2.
Speedbird 464 after the Easyjet A320 turns
engine 2
right onto Juliet
limited,
from taxiway Sierra.
cancel.
You can continue taxi to holding point Juliet 4 via Juliet.
Give way to the Easyjet, taxi to Juliet via Juliet, Speedbird 464.
I think that's Nick.
Easy 87 Charlie November A319 with Mike requesting clearance to rank.
Easy 87 Charlie November Gatwick ground, a very good evening. Clear to Rons on the Inver 1 Zulu departure, squawk 2715.
Skitter in on the invert 1 Zulu departure, booking 2715, easy 7 Charlie November.
Easy 7 Charlie November, readback is correct. Break, Easy 716 Foxtrot, I'll hand you over to Unicom now. No further ATC, monitor Unicom, 122.8. Have a good flight, love your streams, take it.
122.8, and thanks so much for the ACC, Easy 716 Foxtrot, bye-bye.
Ground, hello, Tom
Engine
21,
2 is available.
Tomjet 21, very
Engine
warm welcome to Gatwick.
Ignition.
Keep it rolling, please, off the taxiway. Get yourself onto Romeo, and then taxi to stand 48 left by Romeo and Lima.
Keep it rolling on the Romeo, taxi 48 left, Romeo, Lima.
Speedbird 464, there's no further ATC, I'm afraid you can monitor
Okay,
Unicom
and the
122.8.
after
Have a
start
good one, good
checklist.
night.
Anti-ice
Hope
is
Unicom,
off. Ecam status checked.
Yep.
Verse number 2.
Ground, I'm not sure if you...
Pitch trim is 31
on the arrival,
and rudder is
on the,
neutral.
What happened on the runway?
Subject 21, it's not a problem, we've got you off, it's not a problem.
No, I mean when I was arriving.
Taxi control, taxi checklist, flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA is 142 blue, 144.
On that one, mate.
Climb nav blue,
basically
1FD2,
when I was
5000
probably on
blue.
a 2-3
Radar
lap
brings pressure on. Innermost selection is normal. Ecam memo got takeoff no blue. EFB
basically
is
to inform the first of the 2 Easyjet to hold short of the runway because they were like sort of increasingly going over the edge of the line. But I sort of made the call and then the first Easyjet just decided to pull in front of me and just do it anyway. So I had to go full back speed and then he just gunned off and then it was like a really tight call. It was pretty stupid.
Right, I've got you now, mate. What you can do, the only thing we can do is obviously you just advise a supervisor, so you just use dot wallop. If you know the aircraft, just use dot wallop with the aircraft and just report it to a supervisor who will probably have a quick chat and just advise to that aircraft.
Copy that.
Safety report coming in.
Gatwick ground,
Okay, little hotspot coming up here, so minor threat, we just want to vacate here off this taxiway, and then we're just going to make sure we head over to the right for the Golf 1 departure.
Gatwick traffic is U122, vacate took off from my 08 right.
So yeah, make sure you don't follow this line here because that's Golf Romeo, I think. We don't want that.
Gatwick traffic is 142 Alpha, short final, 05.
Gatwick traffic easy 716 Foxtrot, holding Golf 108 right for arriving traffic. Is anybody else really impressed with what this scenery looks like? Honestly, I've not seen it for such a long time. I never used it in Flight Sim 2020 because it was just too heavy on the FPS, but I think this looks gorgeous. And the performance is good as well. It still looks so wrong not having any landing gears on the models, but never mind. Okay, arrival path looks clear. Gatwick traffic easy 716 Foxtrot lining up behind the landing company A320 right, flying up behind. Packs on, packs off even.
Figure 464 is holding Juliet 404 departure traffic.
Aviation the Best 24, thank you for the follow. Welcome on board. Drone, I do lock my FPS to 30 FPS as well, so that probably does help. Right, lineup checklist, so the cabin is secure. Takeoff runway is 08 right, confirmed via Golf 1. TCAS TRA, packs 1 and 2 are off. Nick Buchanan, it is the freeway Gatwick scenery available on flightsim.to. Right, my eyesight's rubbish on this. Has the aircraft vacated? I can't see him, and there's no lights either in Flight Sim 24, which is a bit of a pain. Gatwick traffic. Easyjet just landed at Gatwick. Just confirm runway 08 right vacated. Or not. He'll be on ground frequency actually now, won't he? Fine. Okay. Gatwick traffic easy 716 Foxtrot departing runway 08 right and Lambo 1 Zulu. Okay. It's been over 3 minutes, let's go. Take off. Start the chrono. Okay, engine stable. Manflex SRS runway, auto thrust blue.
And speed of 464, landing up 08 left. At 08 right.
Knots.
Gatwick traffic, easy 65 Papa Alpha is holding Juliet 1.
V1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. First climb, auto thrust. Autopilot 1 engaged. Nice little headwind now, 27 knots. Okay, yeah, S-speed, so...
Gatwick traffic, 700, make a final approach for runway 08 right.
No ATC, continue climb.
And speed of 464 is rolling 08 right, Lambo 1 Zulu departure.
No ATC, so we'll disregard the constraints. Overclimb 180 blue.
Gatwick traffic, the arriving aircraft, how many miles out are you? Easy 65 Papa Alpha.
We are around 18 miles final. We will be at a lower speed, so don't worry, you can go ahead. Speed on 0.
Gatwick traffic, thank you. Easy 65 Papa Alpha is lining up 08 right.
Hopefully we'll still get a decent view of London by nightfall. Right, so spoilers, flaps, gear, lights are off. Colin says he's just landed at Gatwick. Heard ground lights streams. You're now watching. Fantastic. Okay, there's no traffic between us and Lambourne, so let's do a little sneaker direct then. So direct to Lambourne. There we go. Hey Simon, is Flight Sim 24 significantly and noticeably better than Flight Sim 2020, and if so, why? Flight handling, in terms of realism for the flight models, etc., I would say definitely. On landing, you can definitely feel it. You know, if there's wind, you know you're definitely not on rails. Night lighting is incredibly superb. The graphics overall are better. And now that initial disaster of a launch is out of the way, I'd say
traffic 107.
we're getting onto something good.
We'll be runway 08 right, and we're looking to hit the gap between the 738 and
Just toggle the seatbelt signs. Cabin crews released.
Yeah, we are on our minimums, and we are on a minimal speed at 12 miles final for runway 08 right, 070.
Now, normally you wouldn't be able to do this direct line one because there's always
Gatwick
traffic for Heathrow and London City.
Taking off runway 08 right.
But we've got nothing tonight, so that's good. Right, 10,000 feet, we'll get airports onto the EFIS. Let's just go through, we'll clear out the RadNav page. Flight 340 is available to us, so let's set that now.
Dear guests, we are now at a safe altitude, and you are welcome to use your electronic
340
devices.
blue.
Please remember to keep your devices in airplane mode. Oh, and
wrong
just
button.
a quick note, our onboard Wi-Fi service is available now, so you can stay connected during the
Cost
flight.
index of
Thank
0.
you.
And secondary flight plan, copy active. There we go. Neil, I use Entourage from Say Intentions. Link in the video description below or at the top of the chat. Seatbelt signs off. Negative Simon, I don't like that spawning in there of the lights. Maybe you just saw that. You see all the ground textures just now sort of like loading in, streaming in a little bit.
Easy 716 Foxtrot departure, contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
I've just turned ATC off for that. But I do
Gatwick traffic, Easy 65 Papa Alpha's airborne.
I do limit my FPS to 30 FPS because then it just means that you're not putting an overload on your GPU, CPU, and everything. Then seems to be much smoother.
310 for runway 08 right, we are 6 miles final.
Silky Mango says the thought of rebinding all those controls and updating his airports, etc. to Flight Sim 24 is stopping him moving. To be honest, Silky Mango, yes, you're right. The controls is probably the biggest pain, but the airports themselves, that isn't that bad. It really isn't. You just put them in as you're going to them, basically. I just add in like 1 or 2 every time I'm going to fly to it. And that is the gorgeous view of London. But see how it's just waving around a little bit? Yeah, you didn't get that in Flight Sim 2020. Certainly not like this. So I do like it. I also think the weather as well. I forgot to mention Simon, the weather.
Traffic 310, landing on runway 08 right.
The weather is much better. Don't know if we've got any air traffic control towards Scotland or not. Don't think we do, so we'll be on our own, but never mind. We've got each other. Sean, am I using VATSIM or St. Engines? We're on the VATSIM network tonight. St. Engines is doing the cabin crew, of course. Simon says he's going to get the wind wing that do first and then get flight sim 24. That's fair enough. Yeah, so just whilst we're in this cruise stage, remember, of course, if you haven't done so already, please do give the stream a like, and yeah, don't forget our discount code when you're purchasing brand new airports for flight sim 24. Use the discount code and save yourself some money. Colin, am I looking forward to the A350 coming at the end of the month? Oh, definitely. We'll definitely have to have an A350 stream. Maybe a long haul if I can squeeze it in. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Where should we go? Yeah? What long haul should we do? No 12-hour streams. I haven't got the stamina for that. Evening, Sean Kearney. I'm very well. Hope you are too. And I think the A350 as well, it's only come to flight sim 24, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, I'm sure originally they said it was 2020 and 2024. Then they said it was only going to be 2024. And I think now they've gone back and said it's going to be both. Dark First says Manchester to Dubai. Well, that's not realistic. They use the A380 for that. Maybe we could do Edinburgh. Maybe we could do Edinburgh to Dubai. That's where the A350's been routed, isn't it? That might be a possibility, Dark. That could be a good one. I need to work out what setting it is that gets me all my lights to be there instantly, so I'm not looking at a pitch black ground and it suddenly looks like there's been a power cut and then someone's thrown the switch and it's all working again. That puts me off a little bit in this. But then again, if it's that and no crash to desktops, I suppose we'll have to take that. That night lighting is just simply gorgeous though, isn't it? I have to agree with that. Right, 24,000 feet. $10,000 feet to go and then we'll be at our cruise. Old Novice Amsterdam to somewhere in Ecuador. I definitely don't have the stamina for that. That's also the kind of flight that's going to be very blue. Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to the A350. Especially as well, of course, because it's an Airbus. So, does anybody else know which setting it is I need to tweak to stop the blackouts in the UK? I mean, you look down there, and just for a moment, it looks like we should have kept the coal mines open. Blind Ox Music says $70 and no cabin for the 2020. It's a shame they wanted us to move to 24, so no cabin, not buying. I do get that, but I also think, how often do you spend time in the cabin? Because I don't really spend any time in the cabin. It's got me wondering now, there's a light down there. Doesn't look like a massive airport, like a grass strip with a beacon light. Yeah, so Nick says, I thought this was the case. Nick's just said it wasn't, the aircraft wasn't meant to be in flight sim 2020, so it's actually a bonus that we get it in 2020 at all. So I suppose, yeah, that is very true. The fact that they've got it working in 2020 as well as 2024 is definitely a bonus. Right, I want to see if I can spot my house in a few minutes. Between Leicester and Mammals, about 60 miles away. Maybe a bit more. If it was daytime, it'd be a lot easier. Gary says, do you buy it once and it works in both? I don't know if there are two different versions or whether it's one version, one size fits all, Gary. However, when I've got information on that, obviously I'll let you guys know. JL says, and Xbox. I mean, I could never fly an airliner on Xbox. Just because I've got all the hardware. The hardware setup is what makes this, for me, really enjoyable. Not having to use the mouse, so to speak. So we've got a couple of thousand feet to go. We'll do a fuel check, we'll do the SD check. We will have a look at the arrival into Aberdeen. There's no stars for that. So it's one of those that we just kind of sort ourselves out. Unless there's ATC, which at the moment there isn't. So that's going to be the plan. So Birmingham Airport down there somewhere. Dan says, yeah, you purchased it once, it works in 2023 and 2024. Oh, there you go. That's good news. Axel, do I have any problems with the noticeable steering when it comes to taxiing? Axel, I did a long time ago when I first moved on to Flight Sim 24. Not quite sure what it was, but I think it was something like one of the thrust levers from my Airbus Thrustmaster side stick. The axis for one of my thrust levers was bound to one of the brakes. which is not
Heading
ideal.
from London to Aberdeen. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly. Today we have some delicious options available, including our popular chicken and avocado wrap and the classic cheese and ham sandwich. After the service, we will also have articles from the Easyjet shop available for purchase. Please remember that we only accept card payments as cash is no longer accepted. Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Still concerned about this. Did seem to work on the ground in Gatwick, so maybe it's just a false failure. All systems there normal. Forget the left side stick, that's a sim bug, but reverse 2 is accurate and correct. Right, let's do a fuel check then. We are at Leicester. Guess whereabouts in the world that is. So we took 6 tons, so about 400 kilograms extra. 400 kilograms plus the contingency of 200 kilograms is 600 kilograms extra. So find Leicester. So Leicester's there. 3611. 3611 plus 600 is 4.2 tons, and we've got 4360 because we did that little shortcut. So that's fine. Let's get some en route weathers next then. So we've obviously got Manchester not far away. Quick look at Newcastle. We've got Edinburgh en route as well. And of course, Aberdeen. Manchester's light variable winds, no clouds. Newcastle's wide open as well. We've got Edinburgh, which is looking nice as well, and then we've got our destination 16016, so that's 60 knot headwinds. That's good for us with an 8 knot reverser. It actually doesn't really matter too much. Reversers work better in wet conditions. QNH is 1019 and visibility is fine. So that's perfect. So QNH 1019, wind is 160 at 16. We'll use the start setting on the box in a minute. Temperature is 4 degrees. Okay. I think it's going to start warming up in the UK from Thursday because it's been ridiculously cold. Oh, I'm going to have cloud cover over the top of South Yorkshire. That's rubbish. I'll fly straight over the top of Leeds Airport as well. Right, let's have a look at the approach and everything that we've got programmed in, and make sure that we've got what we want, basically. So, we're going to be doing the this is where these charts don't give you every approach going, so let's just have a quick look what we've got in at the moment. So we've got the teardrop approach there, but let's just see what the alternates are. We've got Aberdeen 1, Aberdeen 2, no, we're not doing that. Aberdeen 3, no. So yeah, it is Aberdeen. That's fine. That's what we were doing. So this is Aberdeen 1 then that we've got on here. So we know the approach flight is matched up with the coding that we've got in the flight plan, so that's all fine. Let's go to our RadNav page then. We want the Alpha Delta November. VOR, hard tune that. Check the frequency, 143. That's the one. Platform altitude 2,500 feet. What runway is it? Runway 16. Get that in there. QNH was 1019. Temperature is 4 degrees. It's quite warm for Scotland. Wind was 160 at 16. And our minimums 410. Hey, Organ. Dark, I'm not doing the return, I'm afraid, no. It'll be my turn to throw the kids in bed. Evening, Steve. Well, this was an unplanned stream, this one, Steve, so you can be forgiven for being late. Sean says the banner needs a kick, pretty sure we're not at 205 feet. Is that what it says, 205 feet? No, we're not. let me try and fix it. Those of you over on Twitch, hope you're still awake and with us. Give us a wave if you're watching on Twitch. Should be a bit more accurate now. Right, somewhere down there is my house. Or maybe down there. Anybody can spot the M1. That's Sheffield. Yeah, a bit difficult at night. But anyway. Company message that's just come through. What's that telling us? It's probably our parking assignment for the stand. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, it's Easy Ops. We were 16 minutes late. Never mind. Tell them the clock is wrong. Brian Crawley, good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's just brief the arrival then, go through the box, and let's see what we've got. So there are no stars for Aberdeen. The plan is basically let's move that to plan mode, and we can see what we're doing on the navigation display. Yeah, so the plan is basically we're going to get down and be over the get over the VOR, and as we can see here, subject to ATC approval, which we'll just blag and pretend we've got. We can get down to 2,900 feet within 10 miles of the VOR. Bear in mind, just take note, the VOR is north of the airport. It's actually on the airport, so it is north of the airport. So the idea will be to fly straight to the Alpha Delta November VOR. And then we're going to do this little sort of racetrack. We're doing the sort of teardrop loop, raindrop, or the teardrop, I think that one. We'll be outbound on that 034 radial, and we need to be above 2,500 feet, 3 miles from the VOR, as we can see there. So we'll basically get down to 2,500 feet. That is our platform altitude, and yeah, we basically will come round. We'll be green dot as we begin this turn. So I want to be green dot by the VOR. Flaps 1 then as we're making the turn. Flaps 2 then as we pick up the glide slope, and then we're just sort of we're in on that, aren't we? We've obviously got terrain there over to the left-hand side, so that's a bit of a threat for us. And other than that, the only other threat to mention is the reverse thruster. Remember that we are going to use idle reverse, and we're going to use both thrust levers to idle reverse, even though reverse is reverse number 2 is in up on our flight today. Also worth bringing in mind that as we're coming into land, we should probably get that ECAM warning as well. So once we see it, we can just disregard it. So that's how I'm going to fly the approach. The weather through approach is good. We've got a nice, good headwind. One of the reasons that I want to get make sure we're greened up prior to this is because once we're on this, we have got quite a strong wind, so we're going to have a decent tailwind on that. So if we haven't slowed down by the time we get here, this is going to be a little bit of a struggle to slow down. And obviously I don't want that, so we're just sort of mitigating that tailwind by being green dot nice and early. We've mentioned the terrain, we've mentioned the reverse thrust. Other than that, is a pretty straightforward approach. The only thing to mention is if for some reason the reverser on number 1 becomes in up, then when we do land, we move both thrust levers to idle, not reverse idle. MSA is weather coming in, we have mentioned that 4-1, then it's 2-3 the sector we're descending. The glide path is usual 3 degrees, we've got mappers on the right, that's tuned to 3 degrees as well, so that's all fine. Engine out, go around is 3,000 feet, so it's just straight out 3,000 feet. That's what happens once we've landed. So once we have landed, then we will come down, roll full length, and then taxi back to the apron. And parking stands, well, any of them. What you can do if you're landing the other way, I think you can taxi on this runway / taxiway here. So a helicopter runway, but. I'm not going to be able to stop the aircraft and get off there, so I'm not doing that. Right, so I think that's everything covered. Is the banner working more correctly now? Hopefully it is. Also say we're using water brake medium as well for the landing, as we saw a little bit earlier on. So we're just going to go through the box then and make sure that that's all correct. So, flight plan we've been through, we've set, RadNav is set for the Aberdeen VOR. check we've got everything in there yet. So just confirming there, VAP is 139. We're doing a config full landing. Just want to check what's the transition altitude here actually. Didn't get that off the chart a moment ago. The second transition altitude is 6,000 feet, so I'll just update that. There we go. Copy active flight plan. And just check we're going to be landing at 60... Ooh, that's actually 64.2 tons. Right. Okay. I just need to rerun the calculation for landing then. So let's go max landing weight, which is 64.5. So yeah, that'll get us in fine. Flaps full, medium auto brake. Auto brake mode doesn't want to work. Yeah, how good did I can't actually put any of the other systems in for that's a spoiler fault. We haven't got any spoiler faults or anything like that. It would come under the engine system, I'm pretty certain of that, but it's not there. It's not under the braking system. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Never mind. Oh well. Drone, has anyone got the PMDG working in FlightSim 2024? I don't even have the PMDG installed at the moment in FlightSim 24, so haven't even tried it. Although the 777 was nice. As an Airbus fanboy, I will admit that. I think one of the biggest apps I am looking forward to coming out is Chase Plane. Parallel Photos Chase Plane. Oh, when they had it for FSX, it was perfect. All those cinematic views that it gave you. Can't wait for that. Brilliant when you're doing a long haul flight. I used to. This was back before I was streaming. I used to fly when I was flying in FSX. I'd have FSX on one PC, I'd be doing something else whilst around the house or doing some work at my desk, and I'd just have the Chase Plane on with cinematic views, and it was brilliant. Got to see amazing things. Much like being inside the flight deck because it's realistic, sometimes you just want to enjoy the beautiful views. Of which, of course, you will get more of those in the daytime than nighttime. But even so. Lulu says the 777 is even more automated than the A320. So there's that. Right? This is true. This is true. Nick, yeah, that's what made me think about that. Does anyone else think this looks like black and white? That looks really. That's the most black and white image I've ever seen in Flight Simulator. But like, you just get videos and you just get the camera moving around randomly like this, automatically. That is very black and white. Dark Fury, no, I think Nick's talking about Chase Plane. New video on that. So as long as everything's working in the cabin, we can just enjoy these kind of views when chase planes out during our cruise whilst we chat. Where's that down there? Is that Newcastle? Can't be far away from Newcastle, can we? Well, unless it's Edinburgh. No idea. I was having a look at the airports, but I can't see them. Oh no, Edinburgh's over. We haven't passed Edinburgh yet. Edinburgh's over there somewhere. Right, well, just let Caroline know in the cabin that we're going to start our descent in about 10 minutes. Caroline, just let you know, probably about 10 minutes until we start our descent, if you just want to update the cabin crew.
Okay, Captain, I'll update the cabin crew now.
Dark Fury says there's an A380 going to Aberdeen. Of course there is! It's not you, is it? No, you wouldn't do anything like that. You're a VATSIM controller. You have to abide by the rules. Tell why we're going to have some icing on approaching to Aberdeen. The cloud cover's getting pretty thick now, isn't it? Dark Fury, are you in an Airbus? Well, glad you've seen the light. I'd forgive you if you were in the 777, but you're not going to take one of those to Aberdeen. You can take one to Edinburgh. So there we go, that's our top of descent in about 35 miles. 14. Dark says, as soon as the 777 works properly, flights will will be flying out. What's the timeline for PMDG? I'm out of touch with the PMDG timelines for the 73 and the 74 and the 777. It's a moonless night tonight as well. It looks very, very dark out there. Nick says PNDG 777 is coming to Flight Sim 20. Microsoft Flight Sim 2028. You joke, but there will be one. Well, I don't know. Do we think there's going to be a Flight Sim 2028? They're going back to the 4-year cycle. Lula says 777 get in and out of Aberdeen, no problem. I mean, obviously you know more than I do. What's the runway length at Aberdeen? Or more importantly, what runway length does a 777 need? James has got Scottish controls online. Are they? Since when? Have they just popped on? 134775. We'll not contact them straight away because they'll be getting ready, I'm sure.
Max 4 to Lima, Quebec, Scottish.
Oh, there they are. Scottish Control, good evening. Easy 716 Foxtrot, flight level 340 inbound, Madad.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, Scottish Control, good evening to you, thanks. Set your squawk for me, please. Oh, in fact, you're already squawking, that's fine. Report your indicated airspeed.
Max speed is 0.74 for Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, thank you. Flight mark decimal 78 or greater due to traffic behind.
Max 78 or greater, Easy 716 Foxtrot. Go on then, we'll
Scottish Control, good evening. Easy 77 is
we'll
with
light
you.
all the
Flight
burners.
level
Mach
310,
0.8.
aircraft type A320. A320, that's correct.
Easy 77, good evening, Scottish Control, squawk 7677.
Squawk 7677, Easy 77.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, when ready, descent flight level 160.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, send flight level 170. Easy 716 Foxtrot.
160 when you're ready.
Correction 160, Easy 716 Foxtrot, when ready.
Correct.
Right, we're only a couple of minutes away anyway from our top of descent, so we'll do that now.
Scottish Centre, good evening, Speedbird 464,
Speed descent
through
and
flight
160
level 332.
Speed 464, good afternoon, good evening, Scottish Control. For traffic separation,
Right,
turn
speed
right heading
278.
030 degrees.
Turn right heading 30 degrees, Speedbird 464.
Negative 030 degrees.
030 degrees, Speedbird 464.
Cargo log 383, Scottish. Easy 716 Foxtrot, there is traffic in your vicinity at your 6 o'clock range, 4.5 miles, similar level. It's not on my frequency yet.
Roger, we do have Monty Gas, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Cargo log 383, Scottish.
So Lula, I was just looking at that.
Lima, Quebec, Scottish.
We've got the runway we're landing on is 1,953. So if you can get the 777 in on that, I think that's quite impressive. Max auto brake isn't particularly
Scottish Control, Flight 9 Sierra Lima is currently at Allsax, going to be approaching your airspace shortly at flight level 300.
Flyer 9 Sierra Lima, Scottish, good evening, thanks, squawk 7643.
Right, I'm going to pull thrust idle over descent and I'm going to get out of the way of this aircraft before it's too
Squawk
close.
7643 and expecting the Rival 1 Golf for Glasgow, Fly 9 Sierra Lima.
So this will get us really underneath the profile.
Speed on conversion 280 knots or greater.
So there we go, we've got over 1,000 feet separation now, which is what I wanted basically. Apologies to the passengers for the fast descent.
464 turn left heading 340 degrees.
Left heading 340 is the... Oh, correction. Disregard.
Yeah, that's speedbird 464. Speedbird 464 turn left heading 340 degrees.
Taking Nick's instructions.
Left heading 340.
Speed brakes,
And
right?
easy 716 Foxtrot, your speed on conversion 280 knots or greater.
280 or greater on conversion, easy 716 Foxtrot.
Shot 9 Yankee. Speedbird 598 Scottish Control, hello, thanks.
Alright, push back for managed descent now, speed descent, and yeah, as you can see, we're out of
Shuttle
that
9
guy's way
Yankee
now.
Scottish, pass message.
And we've got another contact me from you, should we just ignore that?
Oh yeah, that's probably wrong aircraft, you can disregard that.
Roger, thanks.
Shuttle 18 Hotel, descent flight level 120.
Descent flight 120.
Aviation dude, I will indeed fly the Inable 350. Looking very much forward to
Speedbird
that.
464, report your indicated airspeed, please.
Decimal 65, Speedbird 464.
Thank you, on conversion 270 knots or less.
270 or less, Speedbird 464.
And Stuart 464, descend flight level 200.
Descend flight level 200, speaking 464.
Shuttle 9 Yankee, climb, is 350 final level for you?
370 was final, but we can stay at 350 if that's easy for you, Shuttle 9
Right, we're getting a bit of a turbulence now, so I think we'll probably get the
which is confirming you can climb flight level 3.
seatbelt signs on early.
Climb 370, Shuttle 9 Yankee.
Caroline, we've got a bit of chop up here, so I'm going to get the seatbelt signs on early if you want to just apologise to the passengers for that. But it'll be seatbelts on now until landing.
Navigation now, direct Bartlett.
Direct to Bartlett, speaking 464.
Shuttle 1 at Hotel Aberdeen will be landing runway 16. Information Alpha will be coming up shortly. Descend flight level 80.
Roger 16 in Aberdeen and descend flight level 80, Shuttle 1 at Hotel.
Until we inform you that it is safe to move about the cabin again. Thank you for your understanding.
Easy 77 requesting descent, please.
I love this cabin crew.
Easy 7. Oh, yeah, Easy 77, thank you. Descend flight level 110.
Okay, so aircraft on frequency with similar call sign.
Easy 77.
We've got 716 Foxtrot, there's an Easy 77 on frequency. Hey Christian, although the max manual is less than 1,000 meters, but you'll be blowing fuse plugs and creating a lovely break barbecue. That's very impressive. And cabin crew, about 20 minutes to landing. 20 minutes.
Scottish Control, Airplane 501 with you, climbing 6,000.
Understood, Captain.
Airplane 501, Christian 511, Scottish Control. Hello, thank you. Climb down flight level 230.
Evening,
Climb 230, look. Airplane 501. Easy 716 Foxtrot, descend flight level 140.
Descend flight level 140 for Easy 716 Foxtrot. 140 blue. Now remember I said I wanted to get ourselves slowed down because of the tailwind. We're now on profile. I'm going to get us under the profile.
Good evening, Nordic 85 Whiskey.
Just slide open to Zen.
Nordic 85 Whiskey, Scottish, good evening, thanks. Squawk 5601.
Squawk 5601, Nordic 85 Whiskey.
Scottish Control, good evening, Blue Max 1 Tango Tango is now with you at flight level 30.
Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, Scottish Control, good evening, thanks. IMPIP 1 Echo arrival for Edinburgh.
IMPIP 1 Echo arrival for Edinburgh, Blue Max 1 Tango Tango.
Flyer Nancy Lima, when ready, descend flight with 260.
When ready, descend to 260, fly 90 only.
Shuttle 18 Hotel, vectors for the RLS runway 16 at Aberdeen, leave Ratpoo on a heading of 330 degrees.
Leave Ratpoo heading 330 degrees, Shuttle 1 Hotel.
Scottish Control, Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, ready for our descent.
Blue Max, correction, Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, thank you. Descend flight level 300.
Great that we've got ATC coming in.
Nordic 85 Whiskey, flight level 37, Christian 360 is actually not available for your direction of flight. Are you able to accept 370 or 350?
We'll descend 350, Nordic 85 Whiskey.
Roger, descend flight level 350.
Just a reminder as well, of course, that on landing, both thrust levers will be moved to idle for the flare, and both thrust levers will be removed to reverse idle for the after landing, after touchdown.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, descend flight level 120.
Descend flight level 120, Easy 716 Foxtrot. 120 blue.
Shuttle 18 Hotel, descend flight level 70.
Christian.
70, Shuttle 1 Hotel.
Still waiting for a
Easy
UK
716
controller.
Foxtrot, Aberdeen, landing runway 16, information Alpha is given.
Copy information Alpha, expect landing runway 16, Easy 716 Foxtrot. So Christian is still waiting for a UK controller who suddenly starts to talk in Old English. Old English? Kind of Old English, like Shakespearean language. Could never understand that. You might as well speak French.
Flyer 9 Sierra Lima, turn left heading 320 degrees.
Turn left heading 320 degrees, Flyer 9 Sierra Lima.
To land
X1 Tango Tango,
or not to land, that is the question.
Descend flight level 260, Bravo X1 Tango.
So we're about 700 feet underneath the profile now, which gives me time to slow down a little bit, so that is fine. It's very black out there, isn't it? There's very little to see.
Speedbird 464, descent flight level 140.
Descent to flight level 140, Speedbird 464.
Scottish, good evening, Nordic 85, Whiskey, flight level 380 inbound, Ruben.
Nordic 86 Whiskey, Scottish, good evening, thanks. Squawk 4404.
4404, correct 86 Whiskey.
So we're now 1,000 feet underneath the profile. If anyone's wondering how you can find that out, by the way, it's on your progress
Easyjet
page.
16 Foxtrot, descent flight level 80, and there is no ATC speed restriction.
Descent flight level 80 and free speed for Easyjet 16 Foxtrot. 80 blue.
Nordic 86 Whiskey, flight level 380 is actually not available for your direction of flight. Are you able to accept 390 or 370?
390 would be great, Nordic 86 Whiskey.
Old Navis
Nordic 86
Christian.
Whiskey, flight level 390.
Could someone just go on something like Chat GPT and type in a sort of departure clearance?
Shuttle 1 Hotel, 25 miles.
Ask it to read it out in a way that Shakespeare would write
Aberdeen,
it.
QNH 101
I am curious to see what that would.
94,000 feet.
What that would
QNH
sound
1019,
like.
Shuttle 1 Hotel.
And then I'll give you the HD response.
Easy 77, speed 250 knots or less.
Speed 250 knots or less, Easy 77.
Well, waving around a little bit, you can see it over there.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, radar vectoring for the RS runway 16 at Aberdeen. After red proof, flighting 330 degrees.
Expect radar vectors for ILS 16 after red proof, fly heading 330, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Speedbird 464, descent flight level 120.
So that's red
Descent
proof.
flight level 120, Speedbird 464.
Scottish control, hello, fly up 1.
Start getting into clouds as well in a minute, so
100, turning 6,000 on, go.
get anti-ice on.
Fly 126, Scottish, good evening, thanks. Climb now, flight level 250. Climb now, flight level 250, fly 126. Fly 9 Sierra Lima, descent flight level 160.
Descent flight level 160, Fly 9 Sierra Lima.
Right, so fly heading 33. So it's heading mode. And I will now start to reduce speed. I know we've got free speed, but even so. We're going to get ILS vectors as well, so that's 10,000 feet. Let's get the lights on.
Shuttle 1 Hotel, turn right heading 065.
Right heading
Just tidy up the
065,
flight
Shuttle 1
plan.
Hotel.
Shuttle 9 Yankee, nothing further, Morris Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Unicom 122, that's 9, shot 9 Yankee, thanks, bye.
Nordic 85 Whiskey, contact Copenhagen 13645.
13645, Nordic 85 Whiskey.
I'm just reading the chat. I'm loving how everyone's translating ATC now into Shakespearean English. Christian says, on 50,000 subspecial, will there be a CRJ revival flight to Toronto? I'd probably land it just as well.
Easy 77, descent flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100, Easy 77.
Shuttle 1 at Hotel, descent to altitude 3,000.
Send altitude 3,000 feet, Shuttle 1 at Hotel.
Seabird 464, speed 220 knots, descent flight level 110.
Speed 220, descend to 110, Speedbird 464.
Easy 77, descent flight level 90, and it will be vectors for ILS from a
lot of work for this air traffic control to do.
Turn right heading 080 degrees.
That's right to 080 for vectors, down to 9,000 and
activate the approach phase.
For Easy 77.
Shuttle 1 at Hotel, turn right heading 135, on that heading cleared ILS runway 16.
Right 135 on the heading to ILS runway 16, Shuttle 1 at Hotel.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, descent flight level 70, speed 220 knots.
Descent flight level 70, speed 220, Easy 716 Foxtrot. Right, manage the speed.
Just
start up descent 70 blue.
220 knots, descent flight level 120.
Locked.
Speedbird 598, speed 220 knots, descent flight level 120.
Speed 220 and descent level 120, Speedbird 598.
Easy 77, descent flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, Easy 77.
And the station calling before that, second phase.
Just remind us, well, we're in the area now where we've got terrain. MSA is 41.
Ethiopian 3465 Scottish, hello, climb now flight level 110.
Climb now flight level 110, Ethiopian 3465.
Blowback 1 Tango Tango, descent flight level 130.
Quite a bit of wind as well, I can see it bobbing around.
Scottish Aberdeen 511 request. First Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, descent flight 130.
Descend flight level 130, Blue Max 1 Tango Tango.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, got 20, let's make that 22 miles from a 16 descent to altitude 4000, Aberdeen QNH 1019.
Descend altitude 4000, QNH 1019, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Easy 7710, left heading 345.
Just start over descent 4000 blue.
Left heading 345, Easy 77.
Seabird 464, turn left heading 320
Approach
degrees.
checklist, bar QNH is 1019.
Left heading
Seatbelt
320,
signs are
descend to
on.
9,
Minimums
flight level 90,
410, auto brake medium.
And Eberlin 511 report to
Engine reflection
sorry,
small,
pass message.
FB stowed.
Request final climb Eberlin for 1. Roger, I've got 230 as final level. That's why I cleared you for 230. What's the requested level? I requested level 370. Roger, Eberlin 511, climb flight level 370. 370, Eberlin 511, thank you. Shuttle 1 at Hotel, there is no ATC speed restriction, runway 16, clear to land, Aberdeen winds 160 degrees at 16 knots.
Let's be clear to land, runway 16, Shuttle 1 at Hotel.
Scottish Control, Speedbird 21 Papa with you, for flight level 050, for flight level 6.
Speedbird 21 Papa, Scottish, good evening, thanks, climb now flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Speedbird 21 Papa.
So traffic control is doing an amazing job.
Speedbird, no question, Easy 77, descent flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Easy 77.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, turn right heading 065, descent to altitude 3,000 feet.
Right heading 065, descend altitude 3000, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Speedbird 464, turn left onto a heading of
3000 blue, heading
degrees, descent flight level 80.
Left heading 310, down to flight level 80, Speedbird 464.
Speedbird 598, descent flight level 90.
Glide stop to meters, Fox 1, speed checked, Fox 1.
Fly 90 Lima, turn right heading.
Okay, clear low recam. That's reverse
degrees.
reminder.
Descend flight level 90.
Turn right heading 330 degrees and down to flight level 090 for Fly 90 Lima.
Fly 90 Lima. You can expect vectors for the ILS from a 05
Manage
into
speed.
Glasgow.
Expecting ILS 05 vectors, Fly 90 Lima.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Easy 77, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, Aberdeen QNH 1019.
Below that glide path now, so VS at 600.
Scottish Control, looking at 2465, guide level 110.
Ethiopian 3465, thanks, climb now, flight level 250.
Climb now, flight level 250, Ethiopian 3465.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, turn right heading Easy 716 Foxtrot, turn right heading 110 degrees.
Right heading 110, Easy 716 Foxtrot, and confirm clear for the ILS.
I'll give you a further turn. You can continue the right turn heading 130 degrees, and then on that heading, clear ILS, runway 16.
Continue turn 130, then clear ILS, runway 16, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Easy 77, speed now 180 knots, descent to altitude 4,000 feet.
So, outglass unlock, we've got to dual autopilot 1 and 2.
Easy 598, sorry, not the Easy, Speedbird 598, turn left heading 310 degrees, descent start up with 80.
310 and down to 10, flight level 80, Speedbird 598.
Scottish Control, good evening, Blue Max 42 Lima Alpha, crossing flight level 63, descending flight level 170 on the Tinta 1 Echo arrival.
Blue Max 42 Lima Alpha, Scottish, good evening, thanks, that's correct, descent flight level 170.
Continue descent flight level 170, Blue Max 42 Lima Alpha.
Ethiopian 3465, route direct Haven.
Kabir, you can choose that VOR instrument in the EFB.
Blue Max
Yes.
1 Tango vectoring ILS runway 06 at Edinburgh, turn left heading 320 degrees.
Runway's inside. Olivero Pedro, good evening, mate. It has been a long time no see. That all sounds fantastic, mate. Good luck to you, and
Easy,
hope you get everything you want.
turn right heading 345.
I'm sure you will.
Right heading 345, speed 464.
Easy 77, descent to altitude 4,000 feet.
Descent to altitude 4,000 feet, Easy 77.
Seabird 464, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, the Aberdeen QNH is 1019.
That's 5,000 on QNH 1019, speed 464.
Ethiopia 3465, turn left heading 125.
Left heading 125, Ethiopian 3465.
Fly 90, descent flight level 70.
Last level star, 3,000 feet set for the
Descent
French.
flight level 070, Fly 90 Lima.
Go around procedure is straight out.
Easy 44 Juliet, flight level 240.
Roger, call you back, Burbank, Easy 77, turn right heading 075.
Right heading 075, Easy 77.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, speed 160 knots, maintain until 40 ME.
Speed 160 to 40 B, Easy 716 Foxtrot. Flaps 2, speeds checked.
And Easy 44 Juliet, Scottish, good evening, thanks. Impip 1 Echo arrival for Edinburgh, when ready, descent flight level 200.
Impip 1 Echo arrival and sending flight level 200.
I'm not even talking, guys. I'm just listening to this ATC.
Easy 77, turn right heading
He's amazing.
120 degrees.
He's doing fantastic.
Right heading 120, Easy 77.
And covering a lot of airports and
Speedbird
airspace
598, descent flight level 70.
on his own.
Descent flight level 70, Speedbird 598.
Gear down. Spoils arm.
Scottish Control, another control Whiskey Fiat
Flaps 3,
370.
speeds checked.
Call you back, first shuttle 18 Hotel, welcome to Aberdeen. You can make it right. And then taxi where Mike, and then you can park on stand number 5.
Okay, bye Mike,
Flaps
to stand
full.
5, shuttle 1 hotel, thanks.
Easy 716 Foxtrot, Aberdeen winds 160 degrees, 16 knots, runway 16, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 16, Easy 716 Foxtrot.
Easy 77, present heading, cleared ILS, runway 16.
Present heading, cleared ILS 16, Easy 77.
Speedbird 564, speed 180 knots, turn right heading 050 degrees.
Nice strong headwind, so not too much flare needed. It's a straight on the nose.
Speedbird 464, turn right heading 050 degrees,
1,000
speed
feet.
180 knots.
Right heading
Manage the
050, speed 180, speed 464.
And the station calling Nordic, second the call sign.
Landing check.
Nordic 17 Whiskey.
Nordic 17
Cabin
Whiskey,
secured.
good
Go
afternoon,
around
thanks.
altitude
Maintain
3,000 feet. You can memo landing Nobler.
route direct Lager.
Maintain 370 direct Laga, Nordic 17 Whiskey.
Pullback
control.
1 Tango, distance level 70.
Level 70, Pullback 17.
Flyer 126, launch level 310.
Level 310, fly 126.
Easy correction speed with 598, turn right heading 345.
Right heading 345, speed with 598.
Speed with 464, descent to 4,000 feet, speed 180 knots.
That's 4,000, speed 180 knots, speed 464.
Speed with 598, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, Aberdeen, QNH 1019.
500 feet stable.
Yeah, 5,000, QNH 1019, speed with 598.
That lighting looks fantastic.
Easy 77, established ILS 16.
500.
Easy 77, roger. Speed 160 knots for greater, maintain until 4 DME.
Maintain 160 or greater until 4 DME. Easy 77.
Got Lumax 4 to Lima Alpha, request for the
Like I'm really battling with that headwind.
Lumax 4 to Lima Alpha, distance level 130.
130, Lumax 4 to Lima Alpha.
Flight 90 at Lima, turn left heading 290 degrees.
Turn left heading 290 degrees, fly 90 only left.
Airborne 511, nothing further. Watch
Oh,
Unicom,
just had a
122,
ghost.
that's fine.
1228, Airborne 511, thank you.
Super 464, turn right heading 130 degrees, on that heading clear LS, runway 16.
Right heading 130, clear for the
And we're
island.
in.
So speed 464.
Just.
Super 598, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180.
Manual brakes. And reverse.
Lumax 1 Tango Tango, descent altitude 4,000 feet, heading by QNH 1017. I'm just going to
Just for a moment, I did consider we were going to have to go around there. The main landing gear down just in that touchdown zone.
Tempo 400 at 12 quarters, speed, sorry, QNH 1017, yeah, thanks.
Ethiopian 3465, climb flight level 330, and just confirm your next rear point.
Flight level 330 and my next point is not at Ethiopia 3.65.
Ethiopia 3467, thanks. You can resume on navigation now.
Christian, yeah, engine reverse number 2 is in up.
Direct to Lonam, Ethiopia and 3.65.
Dark Fury broke it.
You are 716 Foxtrot, welcome to Aberdeen. Taxi via Mike, stand number 7. Good evening.
Mike stand 7, Easy 716 Foxtrot, and great service. Thanks so much.
You're welcome, Easy 77, Christian Easy 77. The surface winds at Aberdeen, 160 degrees, 16 knots. The runway 16, clear to land.
What stand did he say?
16, Easy 77.
Was it stand 7?
Fly 90 Lima, descent altitude 4,000 feet, the Glasgow QNH 1016.
Descend to altitude 4,000 on QNH 1016, fly 90 only.
Easy 44 Juliet, descent flight level 150.
150, Easy 40.
Nordic 86 Whiskey, Lima Mass Space, nothing further, Modus Unicom 122.8.
Audio Unicom Nordic 86
Whiskey, bye.
Right.
This is another great looking freeway airport that I've not seen before.
Lumax 4 to Lima Alpha, vectoring now for the ILS runway 06, turn left heading 030 degrees, descent flight level 70.
Left heading 030 and down to flight level 60.
Muppets, this is 2024. Yeah, Twitch is wrong. It does say 2020 on it. I'm aware of that, but it is 2024. Which is why the night lighting is superb.
Speed 598, turn right heading 070 degrees.
Right heading 070, speed 598.
A little bit uphill.
Speed 21, Papa, route direct now to route direct to Lakey, please.
direct delay, speedbird 21 Papa.
Fly 90 Lima, turn left heading 260 degrees.
Turn left heading 260 degrees, fly 90 Lima.
Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, turn left
Bet that guy got down better than I did.
Left 12.
Speed with 5980, central offshore 4,000 feet.
4,000, speed with 598.
DC-77, welcome to Aberdeen, wake at right, and then taxi via Mike, stand number 1.
Vacate right, taxi by Mike to stand 1, Easy-77.
DC-5, correction speed of 598, turn right heading 125, on that heading cleared LS, runway 16.
Right heading 125, cleared fly LS 160, speed with 598.
Blue Max 1 Tango Tango, continue left, turn heading 100 degrees.
Is that 120 degrees still?
100 now please, to the left 100.
100,
Speedbird full, correction easy 44 Juliet, descent level 70 to the level at Charlton.
70 and level at Charlton.
Dodge Control, good evening, Ryanair 808 is flight level 200.
Right, parking brakes on. And there we are. Well, I'll check out the replay in a minute. Lulu, you're absolutely right. Lulu says, thought that gust was going to leave you high and dry there. The picture went from this looks great to this looks very high very, very quickly. I was literally hands on the thrust levers thinking, do we, don't we, do we, don't we, don't we, do we? All in, you know, the split second time that you have. And when I saw the touchdown zone, I thought, no, we're going to get down. We're going to get the main landing gears down in that touchdown zone. I'm rolling to the end of the runway anyway. I programmed everything with the landing distance for medium brakes. I've got max brakes, which I did end up using. But yes, we'll have a look back and see if it was illegal or not now. But anyway, welcome to Aberdeen, guys. If you are going to leave us before the replay, then please do hit the like button before you go. Let me just come off VATSIM. Massive shout out and thanks to everyone who flew alongside us today on VATSIM and to the ATC control, because that was absolutely fantastic air traffic control that he was giving us. He's doing all of Scotland, every airport, all by himself, which is just incredible. So hopefully the replay will now work. Let's see. And even if the replay doesn't play, I'll be able to spot where we touched down, so that's all right. So a quick look. We'll have a look from the passenger's perspective first of all. I do like this view. A few people there saying we were well inside the touchdown zone. I think we were, but we'll double check. Just make sure we don't have to do any paperwork. That's the main thing. If you don't need to do paperwork, then you're happy. Christian, which freebell tool am I now using? I don't use the in-game one. I use SkyDolly still. SkyDolly seems to somehow still work with Flight Sim 24. It is hit and miss, but I'd say it works more times than it doesn't at the moment. So, yeah, I mean, it's obviously working tonight for us. Look at that, blooming lorries in the outside lane, slowing everyone down. There, that was the gust. You just saw the aircraft come up, the nose of the aircraft come up and almost level off for a moment. That's the touchdown zone, well, the aiming zone. And we were down, yeah, just before the last marker, so yeah, we're good. We're fine. That's impossible. What a fantastic name. We just have a quick look at the outside view of that landing. We just spot that bit where the gust was. you are right when you talk about the winds in Flight Sim 24. That's one of the huge benefits of Flight Sim 24 over what I find Flight Sim 2020. The weather is so much better, and in terms of the handling, you can't ignore it. It's not on rails. And we knew we got a headwind. I kept looking at the primary flight display thinking, but we're almost level, we're not nose up or anything like that, which is interesting. I'm just looking for the point where the nose comes up, just enough to make you think, ugh. Yeah, it was there. There you can see we just leveled off, and that was just enough. Just for like a fraction of a second, it was just enough to skew the approach. Another little gust there, I think, as well. Just a case of hold your nerve and get down. Just took a while for that main landing gear to come down, but that's okay. So there we are. Down safe and sound. Ready for a night stop in Aberdeen. Where's a good place to go and eat? So guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I said this actually wasn't part of our streaming schedule this week. This was a bit of a one-off. Kind of thought, yes, we can actually get this in today, so that worked for us. So a huge shout out as always to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, don't forget to use the discount code down below if you're shopping from the Contrail store, and the link for the Inbuilt A320 when it comes out. Use our Inbuilt link if you're purchasing that, and it will also support the channel as well. So massive thanks to you guys that I know already purchased your Inbuilt stuff through our channel link. So thank you so much for that. I am going to head up front, cancel the alarms, and we'll give you I'll give you a view from the first officer's perspective as we're coming into land on our approach here. So our next stream should be Thursday, all being well, and we'll always be updated, of course, on our Discord server. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for everyone who supports us. It really does mean a lot, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.